Last but not least, our next speaker is Chen. Chen is one of the most celebrated young new artists in China today. She has photographed some of the most famous celebrities around the world. And her works today are gracing the covers of numerous magazines that you would have seen. She embodies absolutely the spirit of the post-80s of China today. She is the true epitome of the 80后generation. Now, just recently, unbeknownst to me, she accepted to be photographed by a men's magazine. And these were some of the photographs of her. And this is truly a side of her that I've never seen before. So would you put your hands together and welcome Chen.
I'm sexy and I know it.
You're about to see in Chen's presentation, and all of the visuals here were photographed by her.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my lovely students. Okay, here we go. The most familiar question is, who am I? So who am I? A woman from China, the home of the Great Wall, 一个曾经含蓄的国家。
A country once modest.
一个曾经用植物的偏性治疗人的偏性的国家。
A nation once adapting current folky conditions with folky herbal remedies.
我
I
小时候在北京的胡同里长大，那时候大家还都在骑自行车。
grew up in the hutongs of Beijing when I was little. At that time, people still rode bicycles.
吃的是非转基因的西瓜。
Ate non-GMO watermelons.
我们是红色的后代。
We are the red offspring.
我们的父母，他们满怀着梦想。
Our parents, they were full of hopes.
他们革了命。
They revolted.
他们讲了溥仪的传说。
Telling the legend of Puyi.
他们把他们的梦想寄托在我们身上。
They entrusted their dreams in us.
当我们还在青春朦胧的粉色当中。
We were still in the hazy pink of youth.
这时候你们又来了。
Then you came again.
欢迎你们的到来。
We welcomed you.
有时候我们相处得很愉快。
Sometimes we get along very well.
没多久，我们就不知不觉地喜欢玩上你们发明的游戏。
Soon we started unwittingly to love the games you invented.
我们喜欢开着你们的车。
We love to drive your cars.
我喜欢喝着你们的咖啡。
We love to drink your coffee.
我喜欢用着你们的包。
We love to carry your bags.
我们都爱钻石。
We all love diamonds.
我们忙着建造一切跟钻石一样闪亮的东西。
We are eager to create something as shiny as diamonds.
钱是好东西。
Money is good.
好像是人生的追求。
Seems to be the pursuit of life.
甚至是新的宗教。
So far as to be a new religion.
我们忙着重复我们以为你们做的梦。
We are busy to reproduce the dream we thought you had.
成为英雄。
To become heroes.
我们疯狂地带着物质的梦想狂奔。
We work like crazy and carry on our journey with the materialistic dream.
或许可以再次成为明星。
Perhaps we can become stars once again.
我称我们这代为见证物质梦想变成现实的一代。
I call my generation the generation that witnessed material dreams turn into reality.
Oh, by the way, this is one is collected by a V&A museum from London. Yeah. 于是我们也是革命者。
So we are revolutionaries as well.
Too good to be bad. 我们很开心。
We are very happy.
我们在忙着成为性价比最高的 OEM 的时候。
We were eager to achieve to be the best cost performance in OEM.
我们在忙着筑起我们新的长城的时候。
We were busy to build our new Great Wall.
我们在忙着看起来最起码不错的时候。
We were busy to look at least okay.
你们终于有时间坐下来看看新闻。
Then you finally had the time to sit and listen to the news.
你们本来想认识我们，结果你们认识的是你们自己。
You wanted at first to get to know us, but in the end, you got to know yourselves.
后来我们谈起了生意。
Then we started to discuss business.
Maybe 一起去旅行，
Maybe when traveling together,
做瑜伽，
practicing yoga,
思考。
reflecting.
终于，经过外在世界长时间的二元式的互相的观望，
Finally, after a long time of mutual observation with the outside world,
我们发现，好像物质世界总是无法给予所有的答案。
we discovered that it seems like the material world cannot provide all the answers.
否极泰来，物极必反。
Out of the depth of misfortune comes bliss. Extremity brings the opposite result.
道可道，非常道。
The way that can be spoken is not the constant way. The name that can be named is not the constant name.
我们不约而同的，先后得出了共同的结论。
We happened to coincide. One after another came to a same conclusion.
物质与精神世界的能量转换，量子物理与佛学在不同的时空里互利互证。
An energy translation between the material and intellectual world, quantitative physics and Buddhism prove and support each other in different dimensions.
色即是空，空即是色。
All reality is phantom. All phantoms are real.
东升春起，
Spring awakes from the east, bursting.
南开夏艳，
Summer rises from the south, blooming.
西收秋实，
Autumn falls from the west, collecting.
北落东藏。
Winter sleeps in the north, shielding.
感觉就是最科学的科学。
Feelings is the most scientific science.
我们是交响乐般的存在，不是机器人的合唱。
We exist symphonetically and not as robotic chorus.
一切圣贤皆以无为法而有差别。
All essence is generated from the natural differentiations of elements.
我们的结合非常完美，而且特别。
Our union is extremely perfect and special.
懂比爱更重要。
Understanding is more important than loving.
于是，我们带着祖先的祝福，
So, with our ancestors' blessing,
金
gold
生水，
creates water.
水生木，
Water creates wood.
木生火，
Wood creates fire.
火生土，
Fire creates earth.
土又回到了生金。
And earth again creates gold.
这些道理，并把它们复制于科学，加以生产运用。
These theories is to bring it to science and use it in production.
金是钱，钱是血液，钱是能量。那钱是爱吗？
Gold is money. Money is blood. Money is energy. But is money love?
不要试图去改变 ，Let it go, let it be。爱不是局限在一个人、一件物体或一段时间里，它是种流动的状态。
Do not try to alter it. Let it go, let it be. Love is not limited to a person, a thing, or a time.
爱是首先要了解一切的存在与不存在，然后没有道理的全然接受。
To love, you need to understand the existence and non-existence of all, and then unconditionally accept it all.
我爱你，有你我的分别就不是我指的那种爱。
In I love you, there are separately I and you, and that is not the kind of love I am talking about.
如果你是每一个人都如你自己的孩子，
If you see everybody as your child,
无论他多么坏，你视他为调皮；
no matter how bad they are, you see them as naughty.
无论他多么烦，你耐心承受他。
No matter how annoying they are, you will patiently bear them.
明明他知道他说谎，你还温暖的、认真的听着。
You clearly know they're lying, but you would still earnestly listen.
他发了脾气，你用心拥抱他；
When they lose their temper, you embrace them with your heart.
他伤心了，你平静地陪着他，
When they are sad, you calmly keep them company.
用心亲吻吸收他每一滴的眼泪。
Use your heart to kiss and absorb every tear.
他无视你，你却给他足够的空间，还时时刻刻地默默地保护着他。
When they ignore you, you give them enough space and time, but still always silently protect them.
明明他很幼稚、很一般，你却为他喝彩，用努力给最好的支持。
They might be very childish and ordinary, but you cheer for them and try hard to give them your best support.
无论别人怎么看他，他在你的心里永远是特别的 ，the only one。
Never mind how others see them, in your heart, they will always be the only ones.
如是对每一个人无分别、无条件的。
If you treat everyone indiscriminately and unconditionally,
我相信他一定会成为一个很好的孩子。
I believe they will become great kids for sure.
我们的世界也一定会是一个很好的世界。
Our world will become a better world as well.
因为
Because
我们的地球妈妈就是这么想的。
that is how our Mother Earth thinks.
让我们来看一段关于我们共同妈妈的视频。
Let's watch a video about our common mother. Yes, we come from the same origin, unison of universe and human.
因为我们如此相似，哪怕只是看起来。
Because we're so similar, even only in appearance.
从宏观到微观，
From macroscopic to microscopic.
从微观到宏观，
From microscopic to macroscopic.
我们一如既往的如此相似。
We are since forever so similar.
在过节的时候也是。
During holidays.
这是中文中常用的两个字，也是我们以上讲的议题。
These are the most common two characters used in the Chinese language, and it is also what we talked about above.
东西，中文里是空间的概念。
East, west, in Chinese contains the notion of space.
东
East,
西
west,
也是时间的概念。
also has the notion of time.
太阳东起，
The sun rises from east,
西落，
sets on west.
是一个循环，也是一个轮回。
It is a loop and a cycle.
和它们相应的还有南北。
Respectively, there are also south and north.
如果是北半球的话，南是代表热带，北是代表寒带。
To the north hemisphere, the south represents the tropical zone, and the north is the frigid zone.
同时也代表了水、火
It represents as well, at the same time, water and fire.
火代表向上的力量，水代表无方向空间的发散的力量。
Fire represents the upward energy, and water represents directionless energy diffused through space.
也是阴和阳的体现。
It also is a reflection of yin and the yang.
如果我把它们比作亚当夏娃的原始种子干细胞，
If you compare them to Adam and Eve, the primitive seeds of cells,
无限的魅力让他们无障碍的成为世界上第一个男人和第一个女人。
the first man and woman in this boundlessly beautiful and water-free world.
当时他们在没有搞清楚状况的情况下，很快就会有其他的追求者。
Of course, before they understood what's happening, they will soon have many followers.
一生二，
One turns to two,
二生三，
two turn into three,
三生万物。
three turn into millions.
他们有点像我的微博粉丝的增长。
Just like the multiplying factor of the number of fans I have on Weibo, the Chinese tutor.
然而，原始的男女种子骨又互相吸引着，
However, the primitive male and female seed attract one another, hence,
于是就产生了自然的爱的流动。
the natural flow of love was created.
这就是我们世界存在的生命原动力。
This is the original life force of our world's existence.
爱，
Love.
它的样子随处可见，
You can see it everywhere,
甚至很直观。
even very objectively.
比如水的漩涡，
As the vortex of water,
咱们换个角度，
let's change the point of view.
可见到生命的律动模式 DNA，
We can see the written mode of life's DNA.
它的复形，
Its negative shape.
让我们又回到了地球，它的滋长形式，
Let's come back to the earth and her magnetic field modality.
一如苹果的形状。
Small as the shape of an apple.
提到苹果，
Speaking of apple,
大家会想到乔布斯，
we all thought of Steve Jobs.
这是他的一个 idea，
This is one of his ideas.
也可以是任何一个人的 idea。
It could have been anyone's idea.
如果你有一个想法，
If you have an idea,
你会实现于物质，
you will realize it with materials.
它们越长越多，
They will multiply and multiply.
它们会生长到一定的体积。
They will grow to a certain volume.
当然，我们世界不止一个人，
Of course, we are more than one in this world.
世界有好多人会怎样呢？
There are so many people in this world, then what happens?
我们是精神世界创造了物质世界，
In some extent, it is our intellectual world that generated our material world.
它们互相作用着，流动着，从而生命着。
They mutually exist, move, thus live.
我们是受道者，也是布道者，让我们一起经历。
We are all subjects as well as actors, so let's experience together. We come from the same origin, unison of universe and human.
所有的相遇都是久别的重逢，因为我就是你，你就是我。
All encounters are a reunion of long separations, because we are one.
Thank you so much. All the works, the writings, the production, and creation of that were the works of Chen. Maybe I'll start with my first question. Yeah? the modernity inspiring tradition, modern China and traditional China. You seem to have really captured a lot of that essence in your work. Can you tell us a little bit about where you think the future of Chinese culture is going, from either an artistic perspective or from a 80后 perspective? Can you talk a little bit about that? 你能用中文，然后呢，我们就请他翻译。
对，当消费者有实力的消费者买完了20个爱马仕以后，他会买什么呢？
This is something I think about all the time. When the consumers, potential consumers, buy Hermes, what happens afterwards?
So after they bought 20 Hermes bags, what do they do afterwards?
对，然后他们就会找到自己的跟过去、跟自己的小时候有联系的商品去购买。所以呢
Then they will try to find their root, things that in relation with their childhood.
因为所有的购买经过美国科学家的研究，它是建立在感情上的。
Because according to American scientists, all consumption is based on emotions.
How do you reconcile the Confucian conflict? How do you reconcile, on the one hand, the need to be traditional, 保守传统谦虚给面子 on the one hand, but on the other hand, to be modern, have sex appeal, and a little bit of showing China to the modern world. How do you do that? How do you think about that 矛盾？
其实我们都是矛盾的存在着，所以我们才有生命。
We're all conflicted creatures. That's why we have life.
对，所以要把它融合在一起，就要有律动。
So to make them exist harmoniously, you have to need movement.
而且是和谐的律动。
And harmonious movement.
就像谈恋爱一样。
It's like falling in love.
对，你得跟他达成关系、共识，你们有不一样的地方，然后又能达成共识。
You have to create the relationship and at the same time find common points.
This is a very difficult interview for me because typically when I'm looking at somebody like Chen, I'm thinking of very different sets of questions, but the answers I get back feels like I'm with somebody a lot older and a lot more spiritual. So I want to ask you other questions, but the duality of this conversation is really very, very interesting. Do you think this represents the millennial of China today? Do you believe that your views represents a big part of the 80后 in China today?
对，80后就是特别特殊的一代，基本上非常迷茫的一代了，应该是。
The generation of the 80s is a very special generation. We can say it's a very lost generation.
我们从什么都没有，突然到什么都有了。
We suddenly from having nothing to having everything.
对，当然我指的是物质上的。
Of course, I'm talking about material on the material level.
对，物质上的这个东西呢，就永远想填满它，但是永远又填不满。
The material you always want to have more and more, but you can never have enough.
所以就是说，我们需要精神的这种信仰与契合，因为我们有特殊的历史时期。
So that's why we need intellectual level to accomplish our special time of history.
Are there any questions from the floor, from the audience? Yes.
Great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you, a little bit related to what Henry was just saying, in this incredible period, the last 20, 30 years of wealth creation in China, and perhaps appreciation for materialistic values that comes with great wealth, do you think there is an environment in China that provides the sort of questioning and the sort of thoughts that you portray in your presentation, and that there is actually an age now in China of the individual instead of the state?
他问的是，在这个特殊的时期，中国以前的20-30年来的历史，你觉得今天有没有一个环境让大家可以去思考一下你刚才讲到的这些问题？然后有没有一个精神年龄？
对，其实是这样，就是说，西方跟东方是阴阳的两个面。那西方现在由物质文明转换到精神文明，然后中国从精神文明转换到物质文明。
So on the Western and Eastern side is like yin and yang. Before, in the Western world turned from a material world to an intellectual world, and China turned from an intellectual world to a material world.
这里面没有谁与对，谁与错。我们这个世界上所有的东西都是不同的频率。
There are no right and wrongs in this. It's just different rhythms.
我们现在中国的这个情况，正是为了去再表演一遍西方发展的这个过程，然后让大家去看到自己，我们也像西方的一个镜子。
The actual state of China is actually to show the world again the transition that the Western has experienced before, and that China is a mirror of the Western.
当然，西方也会成为东方的一个镜子。
Of course, Western will also be a mirror of the Eastern.
就是我们曾经所拥有的道教、佛教、合背反正的量子物理学之间的这种契合，而达到一种科学和封建迷信之间的一种互通有无。
We are slowly realizing that the preciousness of our past essence as Taoism, Buddhism, and with quantum physics and all the new science, we're slowly turning.
对，达到一个互相的证实，然后进行一个很好的结合的发展。
We're trying to get to a stage of mutual understanding and greater growth.
我刚才所说了，就是说我们的生命的形式是一种运动，那这个现在就是一个非常好的发展，未来是好的，因为别忘了，就是我刚才在讲座里讲的，所有的东西都是来源于我们的意识。
As I said before, life is a movement, and we're working towards the right direction, and everything is based on our intellectual.
So we have about 3 minutes left for our last couple of questions. Anybody else from the audience?
就是你的这个中国跟西方这种结合，我不知道你怎么看？像日本，它可能更早几十年走过；新加坡、香港这些小经济体，它其实也很中西合璧的。你怎么看待他们的状态？中国走不出来，又会跟他们一样，还是不一样？
是这样的，就是说，我们的这个变化形式都像我刚才讲的那个阴阳、亚当夏娃，然后后面有好多弗洛尔的情况一样，就是说它是一个质变到量变、量变到质变的一个过程。
As I talked before, all the changes are like Adam and Eve's. It's from a quantity to quality, quality to quantity.
只有达到了一定的量，然后才会产生质变。
We have to get to a certain quantity to bring quality changes.
所以亚洲最大的这个量在哪儿呢
So where is the big quantity in Asia?
？China。
China. You said Asia.
对，所以就是说不要担心，肯定会有变化的，因为最大的在这块儿，最大这块儿变了，那大家就一起变了。
No need to worry. The biggest quantity is here in China. So when China changes, everyone will change.
不管它是什么样的方向，它都是最好的。
No matter what direction it takes, it will be the best.
Somebody in the back, I can't quite see. Yes, sir. Table 7.
到天人合一，那你在艺术上怎么做到这一点？
You mentioned at last the unison of universe and human.
就是没有我就做到了。
Without me, it will happen.
其实我们每个人都是一个通道，然后呢，如果你要看清楚你是一个通道的话，你的作用是连接宇宙和你自己本身和所有的这种，我们是 united， 然后你就会感受到这一点，所以很容易就会做到天人合一。
If you realize you're a connecting path, once you realize you're the connecting path, it will be very easy to connect the universe and the human, because you're in between to make this change and make the unison between universe and human.
So with that, I think we will conclude this session with Chen Man. And Chen Man, I just want to say I'm your biggest fan. The work that you're doing truly is promoting China to the world in a way that is often not understood or seen. The work that you're doing with all of the biggest brands in the world is building equity with Chinese consumers and the Western world in a way that I don't think many creative agencies or artists has been able to interpret. So you've got a huge responsibility on your shoulders, and yet you're still so young, and the time and the influence that you're going to have in this generation in promoting the cultural understanding between China and the rest of the world is incredible. So thank you so much for coming, and would you put your hands together and thank Millennial for sharing her work with us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.